Alright, hello everybody, welcome to Night Owl Gold, Silver, and Bronze Tournament on the July the 3rd, the day before 4th of July for all you Americans, and for all you Canadians, you can just know it as the day where bright lights take place across the border. This is also the year of 2011. This, I believe, is like the 8th or the 9th Night Owl Tournament, but we have even more pressing matters, the game at hand. In here, at our bottom left corner, on MLG Metalopolis, we have our red Terran, Resonant. And in our top left corner, we have our purple Proton, HornStar. Resonant being a player that's competed many a times at this, in these tournaments. HornStar, not knowing that this is an MLG map, you cannot actually spawn close by ground, but he's searching there anyway. At least the man ladders well. HornStar doing that pylon scout, probably a little bit better against a Terran player just because they may wall off, as Resonant's actually doing. Personally, I don't like it when Terran players wall off. It seems like it's pretty easy for the wall to get sniped unless you wall off with like a bunker or a supply depot or something. I think you should just, put your barracks back here, have Marines standing up here to snipe the probe when it comes. You need to send out a scout of his own though, because Protoss, you really need to know what they're doing because they have a lot of possibilities early game because of the different tech paths and how quickly they can enter those tech paths. Resonant now realizing that this is a NLG map as well, checking close by ground, gonna delay that scout by quite a bit. Could possibly get killed at the ramp by Stalker or Zealot, and then would never know if there's two gases or one gas. Early Stargate play from Protosses, even against Terran, can be deadly if used in combination with the right gateway units. HornStar, we'll see if he knows what he's actually looking for. Doesn't seem to be, just kind of like, alright, I got into his base, I know where he is, leave. Big thing is, you gotta know what you're looking for. Actually a little bit of a hole in the wall. Not entirely sure why that is. Resonant still searching for the base. Now hitting himself like, last base at chat. Shoot. HornStar, I like this play, not getting out that early Zealot, and definitely getting out those two assimilators, so that means he can tech a little bit faster. Really smart choice, I feel, on his part. Barracks going up and one Marine into early Marauder production. One Marine Marauder is actually an offensive ability that if you have amazing micro, that master level Terran players will sometimes do against Protoss. If they don't wall in, I've actually done it before and it's quite humorous. Don't like this idea though. Why don't we just put our tech in front of our opponent? He now knows that he's getting up robotics facility, so he's looking for possibly early mortals. Now knows that he can't drop there. Always be placing tech to see if a Protoss has put a pylon here, so he knows he can drop in here later. And with these pylons stacked on top of each other, know if you can just snipe pylons. Would have been a good idea for that probe to maybe drop a pylon back in here and attack later. Pushing out with one Marine and two Marauders is kind of scary for the Protoss right now. He does have a sentry though, so he will be able to force field. And really smart on the Terran's part. Come down to behind the statues, so that way your units stay away from this cliff where the Stalker can just shoot away at your opponent. Resonant should be moving towards the ramp right now. You want to move towards that ramp as soon as possible in case the Sentry not paying attention. It does get the force field off though, but just need to snipe that Sentry with that Marauder. You're not going to get away with that Marauder, and the Marauder does die, not being able to kill anything, only doing a little hull damage to the Sentry. Is smart though and pulls back, but doesn't realize that there's actually no sentries out, so he could have pushed up that ramp and done some huge damage. He need to pull all the way back. Protoss player getting an early observer out though. I like this play. Find out what the opponent is up to. Terran is expanding behind this, looking for a little bit of a contain against the Protoss player right now. Does have both his refineries going up. be curious to see when he starts getting up those E-bays, though, because that's really the big thing, is whether or not those engineering bays get up and how soon he can start those upgrades. Another smart thing to do when you're moving up the ramp against some Protoss players, you don't move up the ramp, right-click up the ramp, so that way don't get cut off halfway by a force field by alerting the Protoss player with the attack sound that our Canis, I believe it is, tells you about. Force field coming in, 2 force fields left over though, and bad rally. Just gonna let units get picked off by the stalker. They don't have shields that can heal, and they have to wait till medevacs to actually heal the health left over on this Marauder. So Marauder taking some early damage. Command center is coming up, staying on top of that SCV production, and Immortals are on the way. Immortals can be a good choice. Getting 1 Immortal before he starts Colossus, in fact it looks like. So that's an even better option than just going for Immortals and Gateway units, because Marines with their DPS will just chew through Immortals shields and not really give them the ability to be effective against the armor of the Marauders. The 3 shots against Marauders do kill them, so Immortals are also one of the units that have to benefit greatly from getting attack upgrades. So, but Colossus benefit greater. The Colossus was actually canceled. I don't like the play of going for Colossus. Trying to get force fields wasted. Force fields are not going down though, so you need to keep these units kind of on a hold position, and a force field does go down. That's a silly mistake. You don't want to just throw down force fields. You want to keep this energy. You want to let it build up. If you really feel concerned about units, then you can always just build another sentry, and then, you really want to keep this gas, that way you can get out Colossus faster if you're going that route. Personally, I like the choice of High Templars better, because most lower level Terrans are going to have their units bunched up. You can just Psystorm that. Now, it isn't like once it pops out it can be used because Calarian Amulet's no longer there, but you still have the ability to build to just Psystorm the entire thing, and also feedback the medevacs. It does so much more damage versus Terran right now than Colossus, which most Terrans know. The Terran's good. He can't see up the cliff right now, so he knows that there was no units there. He should just lift it up onto the cliff right there and just abuse that attack. Losing 4 units, that's not something you want to do. Could snipe the Colossus though, it's away from the army. Not a good idea. Should have pulled that back. Will he lose it? He did not focus it down. You need to focus down Colossus whenever you get a chance. Unless they pull back behind an army and just outrange everything. Source Odin. Waffles. Wait on chat. Waffles, a player in our tournament, doing the wrong thing. Chat and me, not our admin. Vikings being produced now. Really smart choice. Not a lot of army left over though for the Terran player. Protoss pushing out with a cute little ball. He should probably wait for the second Colossus though, because that second Colossus, you really start putting DPS. If he can snipe these medevacs though, that would be huge. These Vikings can easily snipe off this Colossus though. If he gets away with that, it really harms the Protoss player's ability to make war on the Terran player. He needs to get up on Nexus though and get to his second base. Now that he has pushed the Terran player back a little bit, the Terran player is now defending at his own base. It's safe. He needs to take out this base, and he needs to also bring a probe up and drop a pylon here, over here, so that way, yeah, there you go, here. That way you can easily reinforce. Vikings are out though. Needs to keep producing those Vikings. More of those Vikings spinning up. One Colossus goes down. Needs to take down the rest of the army, but too much damage was done early on. Colossus is out, is destroyed, but 2 too much damage done early on. Resonant not really building enough stuff to reinforce properly. Just easily taken by HornStar. Going to that early process wasn't really punished for it. A lot of options left open for Resonant, but big thing is getting those early upgrades. Resonant's saying, I will not stomp. He forgets that there's a hole right there. Unit's pushing up. He's going to push on through. Mortal doing damage. There's the GG. Resonant pulling out. Big thing in that game was Resonant got that early expansion up, which was great. Could have even pulled a third expansion. There wasn't really a lot of pressure put on by the Protoss player, but he never produced enough IQs, and he didn't produce enough units. He needed more production buildings, especially barracks. You can afford a lot of barracks and a lot of buildings off of 2 bases, even 3 bases. You can afford more. It needs to get full saturation on all the gas. So that's round 2. HornStar moves on, and the Night Owl, both moves on.